Among the endless order of things, an ill-natured theme has stayed stuck to humans since man learned to make fire. The wild and clattering grit of chaos. Embittered and balked, they swing toward each other like simians. Watch as they crow, as they build shelters in the dark, as they flail and freak. But might there be another side?
I live in an ordinary world. And I too am ordinary. I wake up.
This is WIS.
But then I'm given some new direction.
Tell you are by far the most interesting single-serving friend I've ever met.
I want you to become the protector of Rome after I die.
Hey, didn't you ever wonder where your mom and dad learned it all?
Learned what?
You're a wizard, Harry.
But I have doubts.
I don't want to fight you, Flash.
I wouldn't want to fight me neither.
You yelled shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
Please, Neo. You have to trust me.
Why?
You're wasting your time. In the meantime, you won't be published. You won't be taken seriously.
I need guidance, and I find it.
What? Things you own end up owning you.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Look at me from the side. Do I look different to you?
Ladies and gentlemen.
I gain confidence and cross over to the new world.
I shall be closer to you for the next few days, which will be the last of your miserable lives, than that bitch of a mother that brought you screaming into this world.
I'm tested, questioning who are my enemies and who are my allies. I approached the inmost cave, which lies the most dangerous obstacle that up until now I've yet to face.
And from here we go.
Now the mask is not there defeated and simply said, oh, this is just myth. It said the mask represents the power that is shaping the society and has shaped you, and now you are a representative of that power. You've broken past the image as fact and understand the image as metaphor.
Too many of us think the engines of change operate outside of ourselves, waiting for someone else to come along and make things right. While it's true that those who we elect are important decisions, the political framework is not the only lens through which we can influence positive change. More and more of us are caught in despair, feeling hopeless against the waves of perceived influence infecting our outlook. And this is partly the case because most of us are stuck living inside our own reactions to a media news cycle that grabs hold of our perception, making us feel as though our society is getting worse and worse. And maybe it is. Maybe the fights we see occurring so often on the streets and the massacres erupting around us are indeed a sign of a collective disjuncture resting inside the minds and hearts of all of us. But if that's true, what then is the solution? Is there another framework we can look at the world through? One that exchanges the pointing finger of blame away from the outside and toward myself. The necessity for inner exploration and redemption has become buried underneath outrage and offense. So many are actually convinced that banding together in order to fire someone for saying words that made them uncomfortable is progress, all the while blind to their own minds' immature and hostile reactions, blind to the personal benefit of forgiveness, while stripping public figures from the ability to walk the road of redemption, which would lead others to do the same. Although emotion is important, it must be constrained by wisdom. And so many of us are now all emotion and no wisdom. Economic outcomes vary, and we ought to be sympathetic to those who were born into terrible circumstances. But even they can only get out of that by following the blueprint of accountability. A path for rebirth has been written down and codified through centuries, laying the tracks for us to follow. I can ask myself, am I at the start of a new way of thinking or living? Or am I still stuck inside this ordinary world? What mentors should I keep by my side? And who should I leave behind, no matter how hard that decision may be? What obstacles stand in my way of achieving my goals? And how will I react when I fail along the way? And if I should succeed, what will I bring back to others? No matter what my circumstances, I am responsible for how I operate around them. A world of victims eats itself. A world of heroes improves upon itself.
Take extreme ownership. Don't make excuses. Don't blame any other person or any other thing. Get control of your ego. Take ownership of everything in your world, the good and the bad. Take ownership of your life. Lead yourself and the people in your life. Lead them all.